Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we are back with some Action PC Baseball one and done playoff tournament on this Wednesday evening, and we have the semi-final American League bracket. The winner will play the winner of the National League semi-final bracket. In this matchup, we have the 1986 number 5 seeded Boston Red Sox, the visiting team, versus the number 3 seeded 1983 Baltimore Orioles for a trip to the championship game in this one and done playoff tournament. The 86 Boston Red Sox finished with a record of 95 wins and 65 losses and lost to the New York Mets in the World Series. The 1983 Baltimore Orioles finished with a record of 98 wins, 64 losses, and won the World Series. And I want to say that was against Philadelphia. That sticks in my head. I think they beat Philadelphia. Alright, so this is the first semifinal to see who shall advance to the championship of this one and done playoff tournament. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off, Wade Boggs playing third base. Batting second, Marty Barrett playing second base. Batting third, the left fielder, Jim Rice. Batting fourth, the center fielder, Tony Armas. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Don Baylor. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Spike Owens. Batting eighth, playing first base, Bill Buckner. Batting ninth, doing the catching, Worcester, Massachusetts' own Rich Gedman. On the mound for the Boston Red Sox, Oil Can Boyd. That's Dennis Oil Can Boyd, with a record of 16 wins, 10 losses, earned run average 3.78. For the number 3 seeded 1983 Baltimore Orioles, leading off, Al Bumbry playing center field. Batting second, the left fielder, John Let It Be Lowenstein. Batting third, Cal Ripken Jr. playing short. Batting fourth, the switch hitting power hitter, first baseman Eddie Murray. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Ken Singleton, also a switch hitter. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Jim Dwyer. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Rick Dempsey. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Rich Dower. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Todd Cruz. Alrighty, so here we go. Wade Boggs to lead it off, folks, here in this one and done playoff tournament semifinal. Boggs in the tournament so far, batting .500, no home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, in 86, he batted .357, 8 home runs, 71 runs driven in, 107 runs scored. Behind the plate, on the mound, actually, for the Orioles, Mike Flanagan, UMass, University of Massachusetts product. In 83, it was 12 wins, 4 losses, earned run average 3.30, batting average against .278. Left-handers batted at a .230 clip, right-handers at a .289 clip. His battery mate, Rick Dempsey, average defensive catcher with an average arm. At third, Todd Cruz, very good, 8 out of 10 range. Shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr., very good, 7 out of 10. Rich Dower, average at second. Eddie Murray, absolutely outstanding at first. So the corners are pretty locked up for the Orioles in the infield. In left field, John Let It Be Lowenstein, 3 out of 10 range with an average arm. Al Bumbry, 6 out of 10 range with a very poor arm, 2 out of 10. And Rich Dower, 7 out of 10 range with a weak throwing arm, 3 out of 10. Alrighty, Wade Boggs steps into the batter's box. I will be managing the 1986 Boston Red Sox. The computer will be managing the 1983 number 3 seeded Baltimore Orioles. So Boggs is ready. Flanagan gets the sign from Dempsey. Here's the windup and the pitch to Boggs. And Boggs rips a single immediately to left field. Lowenstein fields it and throws it back in. So a leadoff single for Wade Boggs, 4 out of 10 base running ability. Eddie Murray to hold him on. Here comes Marty Barrett, excellent with the bat. 10 out of 10 bunter, 8 out of 10 hit and run. Barrett's batting .375 in this one-and-done playoff tournament with 1 RBI. In 1986, .286, 4 home runs, 60 runs driven in, 94 runs scored off left-handed pitching, .322. So we're going to play a little hit and run here. Flanagan gets the sign, the windup and the pitch to Barrett. Barrett swings, that ball goes up the middle, and the only play is for Ripken to go to first, as Boggs was off and running with the hit and run. Ripken did save a base hit though, so with 1 out, Boggs in scoring position. Here comes Jim Rice, Red Sox Hall of Famer, batting .500 in the one-and-done tournament with 3 RBIs. In 1986, Mr. Rice batted .324, 20 home runs, 110 runs driven in, 98 runs scored off left-handed pitching, .351. He's looking for a pitch he can grip and rip off Mike Flanagan. Dempsey sets the target. Flanagan's ready. Here's the pitch to Rice. And Rice rips that ball down to Murray, who makes a fine backhanded play, flips to Flanagan for out number 2. Flanagan covering that bag. Boggs advances to third. And here comes Tony Armas. 2 outs. Red Sox have a runner 90 feet away trying to draw first blood here in the top of the first inning. Semi-final game. Armas batting .500 in the one-and-done tournament. That's 2 games so far. 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Armas, before his injury in 1986, batted .264. 11 home runs, 58 runs driven in, and 40 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, .289. Armas would love to drive one out of the ballpark here. Give the Red Sox a 2-0 lead. Flanagan toes the rubber, looks in at Dempsey. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Armas. Armas grounds to Ripken, over to Murray. Inning over, threat averted. Wade Boggs stranded at third. The Red Sox failed to score. We go to the bottom of the first. And here come the 1983 Baltimore Orioles. 2 up, Bunbury, Lowenstein, and Ripken. If anyone gets on, Murray. And on the mound, Dennis Oil Can Boyd, as I stated early. 16 wins, 10 losses, 3.78 earned run average, batting average against .265. Left-handers batted at a .278 clip, right-handers batted at a .251 clip off Boyd. Rich Gedman behind the plate, very good defensive catcher, 7 out of 10 with a 10 out of 10 arm. Boggs above average at third, 6 out of 10. Owen, 7 out of 10 at short. Barrett, 5 out of 10 at second. Buckner, very good, 7 out of 10 at first. But we all know what happened to Billy Buckner in Game 6, 1986 World Series. Jim Rice, 7 out of 10 range in left with an average arm. Tony Armas, average range with a very good arm, 7 out of 10. And Dwight Evans, 9 out of 10 range and a cannon for an arm, 10 out of 10. So Boyd's ready, and he'll be facing the Orioles center fielder, Al Bunbury. He's batting .250 with no home runs and no RBIs. In 1983, Bunbury batted .275, 3 home runs, 31 runs driven in, 63 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .279. Red Sox will bring their corners in as Bunbury's 7 out of 10 bunting ability. So Boggs in at third, Buckner in at first. Boyd gets the sign from Gedman. Here's the pitch to Bunbury. Grounder to Boggs, and he throws, but not in time. Bunbury beats it out. Wow, even with the infield in, the corner's in, the slow roller to Boggs, he can't make the play. So Bunbury leads off with an infield hit. 7 out of 10 base running ability. Buckner to hold him on. Here comes John Let It Be Lowenstein. He's batting .200 in the tournament. In 1983, .281, 15 home runs, 60 runs driven in to go along with 52 runs scored. Red Sox looking to turn 2 up the middle with Owen and Barrett. Boyd looks to first. Now in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. And he strikes him out. Sinking fastball. 1 away. And now we have Cal Ripken Jr., the Iron Man, stepping to the plate for the 83 Orioles. 250 batting average in the tournament. No homers, no RBIs. In actuality, in 1983, 318, 27 home runs, 102 runs driven in, and 121 runs scored. And in the chat, good friend of the channel, Max Cornelius, he says hello. How are you doing, Max? Hope all is well. Thank you for joining us. That's awesome. So 1 out, 1 on. Ripken, right-handed batter. Boyd once again looks to Buckner. Now gets a sign for Kevin. Here's the pitch to Ripken. That ball goes out to right center field. Armas tracks it down, makes the catch for out number 2. Retreating back to first is Al Bumba. And I'll bring up Eddie Murray, switch hitting, power hitting first baseman, Hall of Famer. In the tournament, he's batting .285. 1 home run, 1 run driven in. In 83, Murray batted .306, 33 round trippers, 111 runs driven in, 115 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .315. 2 outs, runner at first, Buckner holding Bunbury on. Boyd's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Eddie Murray. And that ball is a line drive to Dwight Evans in deep right, and he makes the catch. Inning over. We go to the top of the second. No score. Max Cornelius posts, I'm doing all right. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. So, due up for the Red Sox in the top of the second, Evans, Baylor, and Owens. Dwight Evans, Dewey, is 0 for 10 in the tournament. He is due to break out. That as unenfuego as you can be, as in non-hot, 0 for 10. That's extremely cold. In actuality, 259 and 86, 26 home runs, 97 runs driven in, 86 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, 228. Flanagan up on the mound, the University of Massachusetts product. Toes the rubber, gets a sign from Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Evans. And Evans singles up the middle, and that's his first hit of the tournament. He's now 1 for 11. This could be a good sign. Evans will be held on by Murray. Evans 4 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes Don Baylor. Baylor 285 batting average, no home runs, no RBIs. In 1986, Baylor batted .238, 31 round trippers, 94 runs driven in, 93 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, .230 batting average. He'd like to run into a Flanagan fastball, but Flanagan's a lot of movement on his pitches. Known for the slider, I believe. Lefty-righty matchup here for Flanagan. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And Baylor sends that ball deep to the left field corner. Lowenstein makes the catch for out number 1. Retreating back to first is Dwight Evans. And now I'll bring up the number 7 batter, shortstop Spike Owens. Owens is 0 for 7 in the tournament. And in actuality, he batted .183 after acquired in a trade from Seattle. 1 home run, 10 runs driven in, 21 runs scored. Hit and run, he's a 7. We're going to play some hit and run here. Flanagan gets the sign from Dempsey. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Owen. Hit and run on. And he misses, and Evans is thrown out by Rick Dempsey. Oh, boy. So Spike Owens swing and a miss on the hit and run. And now there's 2 outs, base is empty. The count's 2-1. We have ID Gestures jumped in the chat. He has a wonderful channel. Remember to check out ID Gesture. He says, I was in his stream earlier, but then I had to start my stream. I'm going to go back and watch. ID says, what's up, Max? Al, you should have stayed and watched more Field of Glory 2. Awesome game. I'm going to be going back to it, ID. Thank you very much for joining myself and Max Cornelius. So 2 outs, base is empty. Owen steps back in the batter's box. Flanagan rocks and fires Owens grounds to Cruz, who throws to Murray. Inning, top of the inning over. We go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. 2 up for the 1983 Orioles. Singleton, Dwyer, and Dempsey. Ken Singleton, designated hitter, batting .400. No home runs, no RBIs. In 1983, 276, 18 round trippers, 84 runs driven in to go along with 52 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, the switch hitter batted .284. Oil can Boyd's ready. The windup and the pitch to Singleton. And that ball goes deep to right. Evans goes back towards the corner, reaches up and makes the catch. Excellent effort by Dwight Evans for the out. So with 1 out, stepping to the plate, the right fielder for the Orioles, Jim Dwyer, .222 batting average in the tournament. No homers, 1 RBI, in actuality, .286, 8 home runs, 38 runs driven in, 37 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .279. Righty-lefty matchup for Oil Can Boyd. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. That's a grounder to Buckner, who flips to Boyd, covering the bag. So 2 up, 2 down. And here comes the Oriole catcher, Rick Dempsey. Dempsey, 125. No home runs, 2 runs driven in. In 1983, he batted .231, 4 home runs, 32 runs driven in, 33 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .238. Boyd looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the second. Gedman flashes the signs. Boyd nods his head. Here's the pitch to Dempsey. It's popped up. Boggs calls for it at third. He makes the catch. Inning over. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless here at Memorial Stadium. Due up for the 1986 Red Sox, Billy Buckner, Rich Gedman, then the top of the order, Wade Boggs. So Buckner comes to the plate, .444 batting average, no home runs, 5 runs driven in so far in the first 2 games of this tournament. Billy Buck in 86, batted .267, 18 home runs, drove in over 100, he knocked in 102, and scored 73 runs. Off left-handed pitching, he only batted .218 though. ID Jester in the chat says, tomorrow day off work, so golf and pool. It will be a good day. Max Cornelius says to ID, nice. And ID Jester, being the Red Sox hater that he is, we still love him though, says, let's go O's. Beat those Boston cheaters. I don't know what ID is talking about. So Billy Buck steps to the plate. And Mike Flanagan, again the UMass product, back up on the mound. Toes the rubber. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. And Buckner sends that ball deep down the right field line, but foul. The count on Buckner is now no balls, 2 strikes. Flanagan looks in at Dempsey. He sets and delivers. Buckner swings, sends that ball out to left center field, and Al Bumbry tracks it down. Out number 1. Great hustle by Bumbry. And here comes the number 9 batter, Rich Gedman. Worcester, Massachusetts native, will now face the University of Massachusetts product, Mike Flanagan. In the tournament, Gedman batting .285, no home runs, 1 run driven in. Gedman in actuality in 1986, .258 batting average, 16 home runs, 65 runs driven in, 49 runs scored. Off left-handed pitching, 186. 1 out, no one on. Gedman will take. Here's the pitch by Flanagan. Ball 1. Gedman to take again. Strike 1. 1-1 count. Gedman's ready to grip and rip. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch by Flanagan. And Gedman strikes out. That pitch, off-speed pitch, hit the inside corner. He wasn't too happy with the call, but he's going back to the bench. So 2 outs, no one on. Top of the order, Wade Boggs. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Dempsey flashes the signs. Flanagan nods his head. Here's the pitch to Boggs. And Boggs singles to right center. Mr. I Love to Eat Chicken is 2 for 2. Murray holding him on. Here comes Marty Barrett. Marty Barrett's 0 for 1. They had a hit and run on in the first inning. He advanced Boggs to second base. There'll be no hit and run here now, though, with 2 outs. Barrett to take. Flanagan delivers a strike. Outside corner. Flanagan coming with the slow stuff. That's what he was pretty much known for. A lot of off-speed pitches. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Boggs at first. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Marty Barrett. And Barrett works a walk. First and second with 2 outs. And the very powerful batting Jim Rice comes to the plate. And he tells me that this one's for you, Mr. ID Jester. He's calling his shot. Rice 0 for 1. He grounded to first in the first inning. 2 outs, 2 on. Flanagan's ready. Here's the pitch to Rice. And Rice singles to right field. Boggs scores. Barrett goes first to third. The Red Sox take a 1-0 lead on the Jim Rice 2-out single that he called for ID Gesture. ID Gesture, I think he's asking me. He says, did you get the new 2017 football edition of Action PC Sports? Yes, I did. Very good. The animation's much smoother. They added some other cool things. The animation, they just tweaked a little bit. And I have a Patriot game up and a Jets game. That's the new 2017 Action PC football. I'm debating whether to get the hockey. I'm not quite sure. They said I keep reading how on their site that they've improved the animation, but they haven't showed anything. So I'm waiting for someone to actually show some gameplay. They said the same thing regarding basketball. I have the 2016 versions for both those games, but I did pick up the 2017 football. I'm happy with it. It runs smoother, and a lot of cool things. There's a couple of things I got to show next time I do one. I didn't even know you could do it in the 2016 version. There's a lot of great stuff with Action PC games. There's so much, and with I didn't even know. You know, I don't try everything. So ID says I'll have to watch and see if the upgrade is worth it or not. Again, to me, the animation, I wasn't gonna get it. They said the animation wasn't as clunky, and it's not. It's very smooth. That's the big change. It's a little change. For me, it was a big enough change for me to repurchase the game. As they kind of gouge, it's kind of silly that you get gouged, that you have to, you know, but all these, whether it's Stratomatic or Action PC, you know, you're going to get gouged on price. So I can honestly say, out of the ballpark, at least when you buy it over and over again, you're getting every season. But yeah, I like it. Again, it might not be worth it to everyone. I purchased it. And if you watch the Patriot game versus the Steelers and the Jets and Vikings, those are with Action PC Football 17. So, and again, I'm going to go through some things with that probably next week or maybe later this week. Not a game, just to show some cool. They've added a few things. They've tweaked it a bit. You know how it is. I'd like to see the hockey game move, as you've discussed on your channel. I'd like to see the hockey game be free-flowing like the football game. That'd be awesome. Even if it's slow. Even if it moves slowly. At least let it be free-flowing. I agree. ID Justice says the hockey has to be better, as the animations for Hockey Edition 2016 were not good. No, I mean, I enjoy the game. I like playing it. I don't know much about hockey. I mean, I know enough, but I enjoy it. I mean, my cousin plays for the Bruins, so I do like hockey. All right, runners on the corners, 1-0 Red Sox, thanks to the 2-out single by Jim Rice. And here comes Tony Armas. He's 0 for 1. Flanagan's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Armas. And Armas sends that ball deep and off the right center field wall. That's going to be a 2-out double. And 2 runs will score. Barrett from third, Jim Rice all the way around from first. The Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Armas just missed a home run. And here comes Dwight Evans, who got off the schneid. He was 0 for 10 until he singled. He's now 1 for 11. He has a chance to knock in a duck off the pond, as I like to say. He singled in the second. Orioles should probably get some bullpen action up. Remember, this is a one-and-done series. You lose, you snooze. You win, you're in. Flanagan's ready. Here's the pitch to Evans. And Evans sends that ball deep, but Bunbury is there in right center and makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Red Sox score 3 on the 2-out hits by Rice and Armas and lead the 83 Orioles 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. 2 up for Baltimore. Dower, Cruz, in the top of the order, Al Bunbury. Here comes Rich Dower. Orioles second baseman, batting 125, no home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, 235. He's a very solid defensive second baseman. 5 home runs, 41 runs driven in, 49 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, 223. Oil can back up on the hill. Toes the rubber. Here's the pitch to Dower. It's a slow grounder to Barrett. He throws to Buckner. They just get him. They just get him to the groans of the fans here at Memorial Stadium. So 1 out. Here comes Todd Cruz. Cruz batting 200 in the tournament. In actuality, batted 208. 3 home runs, 27 runs driven in, 16 runs scored. 235 off right-handed pitching. Boyd works quickly. Here's the pitch to Cruz. Grounded to Barrett, over to Buckner. So Barrett's number's been called twice here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 outs, no one on. Al Bunbury comes to the plate. 1 for 1. Corners will move in. He had an infield hit. Even though Boggs and Buckner were in at the corners, he hit a slow roller to Boggs, and he still beat it out. So once again, the Red Sox will play their corners in. Boggs in at 3rd, Buckner in at 1st. Bunbury steps to the plate, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch by Boyd. And that ball is a fly out to Rice. Inning over, top of the 4th. The 1986 Boston Red Sox 3. The 1983 Baltimore Orioles 0. This is the semifinal game, American League bracket, to see who goes to the championship. The National League semifinal bracket game will either be later tonight or tomorrow. Stay tuned. 2 up for the Red Sox, Don Baylor, Spike Owen, and Billy Buckner. Don Baylor 0 for 1. Flanagan was roughed up in the top of the 3rd for 3 runs. The windup and the pitch to Baylor. And that's a foul ball. So no balls, 1 strike. Baylor steps back in the batter's box. He awaits the Flanagan offering, and here it is. And he strikes out Baylor. Outside corner. Excellent movement there. Doesn't have an overpowering fastball, Flanagan. Only 86 miles per hour, but a lot of good movement. So 1 out. Here comes the shortstop, Spike Owen. He's 0 for 1. Lefty-righty matchup for Flanagan. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Owen. And that's a single to left. So Spike Owen has a hit. 1 out, 1 on. He's a 7 out of 10 base running ability. Murray to hold him on. And here comes Billy Buckner. Buckner's 0 for 1. He fly deep to left center in the 3rd. Flanagan looks over at Owen. Red Sox will play hit and run with Buckner. Here's the pitch. There goes Owen. He pops it up, and it goes foul. Murray gives chase, but runs out of room. So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hit and run is off. Flanagan gets the sign from Dempsey. He sets the target. He sets and delivers to Buckner. 1 out, 1 on. Buckner doubles to right center field. Owens goes to 3rd base, and he's held up by the 3rd base coach. So the Red Sox on the verge of breaking this one wide open. They already lead 3-0. In the top of the fourth, they have runners at second and third for Rich Gedman, and there's only one out. Gedman wants at least hit a ground ball to short or second, and that should score a run, or a fly ball. Owen, a pretty good base runner, 7 out of 10 base running ability at third. Gedman struck out his first time up. Dempsey goes out to have a word with Mike Flanagan. Now back behind the plate. He squats down. He sets the target. Here's the pitch to Rich Gedman. And Gedman lines out to Cruz. And scampering quickly back to second base is Buckner. That's a huge out there. The Red Sox do not... Now they need a base hit or an error or a pass ball, wild pitch to score Owen from third base. And here comes Wade Boggs, the man who loves chicken. He's 2 for 2 today. 2 singles. Chance to knock in 2 ducks off the pond. Flanagan's ready. The windup and the pitch to Boggs. And Boggs strikes out! So Flanagan comes up clutch. The Red Sox threaten but do not score. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The 86 Red Sox 3 and the 83 Orioles nothing. 2 up for Baltimore. John Let It Be Lowenstein, Cal Ripken Jr., and Eddie Murray. Lowenstein's 0 for 1. Oil Can Boyd has only given up 1 hit so far in 3 innings of work. He's ready. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. And he strikes out Lowenstein. On the 3-2 count, he got Lowenstein to chase a pitch out of the zone. So 1 out. Cal Ripken Jr. steps to the plate, 0 for 1. Righty-righty matchup. Oil Can rubs up the baseball. Steps back up on the hill. Toes the rubber. The windup and the pitch to Ripken. And he strikes out Ripken! 2 strikeouts here for the Can. And here comes Eddie Murray. Murray's 0 for 1. Can Boyd strike out the side? We shall see. Boyd looks in at Gedman, nods his head, works quickly. Here's the pitch to Murray. And that is a single to right center field, so there will be no strikeout on the side, at least for now. As Murray is on first base, he'll be held on by Buckner. Murray 4 out of 10 base running ability, and here comes the dangerous Kenny Singleton. Singleton had 18 home runs in 1983. 1 swing of the bat could bring the Orioles to within 1. Boyd looks to Buckner. Now in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to Singleton. And that ball goes deep out to Evans. He makes the catch, inning over. So Singleton flies out to right. Put a good stroke on it, but Evans was there. We go to the top of the 5th. 86 Red Sox 3, 83 Orioles nothing. 2 up for Boston. Barrett, Rice, and Armas. If anyone gets on, Dwight Evans. Flanagan's now up to 69 pitches, good for 115. Again, this is a one-and-done playoff tournament. You lose, you're out. You win, you're in. Marty Barrett, 0 for 1 today. He has grounded out, and that was on a hit and run, so he did advance Boggs, and he walked in the 3rd. He'll be taking. Here's the pitch by Mike Flanagan. Strike 1. Off-speed pitch once again, in there at the knees. That could have been his fastball. I mean, he doesn't throw hard. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Barrett. Barrett, slow grounded to Murray. He takes it to the bag himself, though. 1 up, 1 down. Here comes Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 2 today. Grounded out in the 1st, and then he gave the Red Sox a 1-0 lead with a 2-out single. That scored Barrett in the 3rd. The windup and the pitch by Mike Flanagan. Rice goes down on strikes. On the 1-2 count at the knees. Again, that was Flanagan's fastball. Good movement there. So 2 up, 2 down. And here comes Tony Armas. Armas also contributed to the run scoring in the top of the 3rd. 1 for 2. Armas had a 2-out double that knocked in 2 runs. Armas digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. Flanagan nods his head. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Tony. And Tony sends that ball deep to right field on the track at the wall. Dwyer makes the catch, inning over. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 3-0 Boston, due up for the Orioles. Dwyer, who just made the catch at right, Dempsey, and Dower. Jim Dwyer steps to the plate, 0 for 1. Grounded to first in the second inning. Boyd's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Dwyer. And that ball is gone! Dwyer crushes that pitch to dead center. Holy cow, that went 413. And that fastball just went bye-bye. A laser shot. The Orioles are on the board 3-1. That's only their third hit. And the third hit was the magic number. They're on the board. On the home run by Dwyer. And here comes Rick Dempsey. Rick Dempsey, if you remember, did that wonderful thing during a rain delay where he went out and he ran around the bases with a tarp on and he slid all over the place and the fans loved it. Look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Rick Dempsey rain delay. It's very funny. And we have Eric from Higher Ground Gaming in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well with you and Mr. Brody. Remember to check out Higher Ground Gaming with Eric. All right. So Rick Dempsey's up. Boyd has to get his concentration back now. He still has a 2-run lead here for the Red Sox. Gedman sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Boyd. Dempsey swings and he doubles to right center. So a home run and a double with back-to-back hits. No outs. A tying run comes to the plate. And Rich Dower, he's 0 for 1. Dower grounded to second and a third. Gedman goes out to have a word with Boyd. He's met there by Billy Buckner. They said what needs to be said. Now they all go back to their positions. Dempsey at second. Dower RBI opportunity here. The windup and the pitch by Olacan. And that's a single to right. Dempsey hits third base. Edmonds has a 36% chance of throwing him out. We're going to go for the plate. Here comes the throw to the plate. And Dempsey slides in safely. Here come the Orioles. They're down by 1. Dower's single scores Dempsey. He represents a tying run at first base. And here comes Todd Cruz. 10 out of 10 bunter. Corners will move in for the Red Sox. Oil Can Boyd was cruising along. No pun intended. Until now, the bottom of the fifth, he's given up 3 consecutive hits and 2 runs. Red Sox now lead only by 1. So Boggs and Buckner in at the corners. No outs. Here's the pitch to Cruz. It's a bunt. And they go to first to get the runner there, but he does his job. Dower advances to second base. The tying run is now in scoring position. And here comes Al Bumbry. Bumbry 1 for 2. Singled in the first of the infield variety and flied to shallow left in the third. Boyd's now up to 66 pitches. He's good for 125. The windup and the pitch to Bumbry. And that's a fly ball to Rice. He makes the catch. Dower bluffs, but goes back to second. So with 2 outs now, here comes John. Let it be Lowenstein. He's 0 for 2 today. He has a chance to tie this ball game up. He's only batting 142 in the tournament. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lowenstein. And that is ripped foul down the right field line. The count's no balls, 2 strikes. And we're going to go pitch mode. And we're going to try a pitch around, see if we can get Lowenstein to reach. Boyd's ready. Here's the pitch. It's a pop-up. Gedman races back, but it's fouling out of play. We'll do that again. Oh, Boyd with a wild pitch. Dower advances to third base. He's now 90 feet away from tying this ball game up. The count's now 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll go back to pitch mode. Lowenstein steps back in the box. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman flashes the signs. Boyd nods his head. The windup. The pitch. Lowenstein strikes out. The Orioles leave the tying run at third. We go to the top of the 6th. The Orioles do score 2, though. Boston 3, Baltimore 2. Due up for the Red Sox. Evans, Baylor, and Owens. They need to get some of those runs back. Here comes Dwight Evans, 1 for 2. He finally got off the schneid. He was 0 for 10 until he got that first hit in the second inning. And then he flied deep to right center in the third. Flanagan has gotten a sort of reprieve from the governor. His team has scored 2 runs and brought him back into this ball game. He's up to 81 pitches, good for 115. The UMass product toes the rubber, looks in at Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Evans. And Evans doubles to left center field. So the Red Sox look to come roaring back and get some of those runs. And here comes Don Baylor. Don Baylor's 0 for 2. Fly deep down the left field line in the second, struck out in the fourth. Dempsey sets the target. Baylor to take. Strike 1. Outside corner. Baylor didn't like it. No balls, 1 strike. Baylor steps back in the box. Evans at second. Here's the pitch. Baylor swings and he sends it out to Lowenstein, who makes the catch. Evans retreats back to second base. So 1 out. And here comes Spike Owen. He's 1 for 2 today. Sorry. Grounded out in the second and singled in the fourth. Dempsey flashes the signs. Flanagan nods his head. Here's the pitch to Spike Owen. And Owen grounds it right back to Flanagan, who looks Evans back and throws to Murray for out number 2. The Red Sox on the verge of squandering a leadoff double. A very important insurance run at second base, but now there's 2 outs. It'll be up to Billy Buckner. Billy Bucks, 1 for 2. Fly to deep left center in the third and double to right center in the fourth. Base hit should score Evans. He'll be off by contact with 2 outs. Lefty-lefty matchup. The windup and the pitch by Flanagan. And Buckner sends that ball deep to right field, but Dwyer's there. He makes the catch. Top of the 6th over. The Red Sox squander the leadoff double by Dwight Evans. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Boston 3, Baltimore 2. Due up for the Orioles. Ripken, Murray, and Singleton. Cal Ripken Jr. 0 for 2. Boyd still on the mound. 74 pitches, good for 125. Gets the sign from Gedman. Here's a pitch to Cal. It's a pop-up. Boggs calls for it at third. He makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. Here comes Eddie Murray. Murray had 33 home runs in '83, so he is capable with 1 swing of the bat tying this ball game up. He lined to right in the first and singled in the fourth. The windup and the pitch by Olacan. And Murray grounds it back to Boyd, who throws to Buckner for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 6th. So it's up to Kenny Singleton to extend this inning. Singleton 0 for 2. Singleton also has power, 18 home runs in '83. Switch hitter batting lefty off the right-handed throwing oil can Boyd. Dennis gets the sign from Rich Gedman. Here's the pitch to Singleton. And he strikes him out. 1, 2, 3 go. The Orioles, a great comeback inning for Oil Can. We go to the top of the 7th. The 1986 Boston Red Sox 3. The 1983 Baltimore Orioles 2. Due up for the Red Sox, Gedman, then the top of the order, Boggs and Barrett. It's been quite a ball game here in Baltimore at Memorial Stadium. Rich Gedman, he's 0 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Flanagan's ready to work. He sets and delivers. Gedman swings. That's a fly ball to Dwyer and Wright, who makes the catch. Out number 1. Here comes Wade Boggs, 2 for 3. He has singled twice and struck out in the 4th. Dempsey sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Mike Flanagan. Boggs swings and sends that ball right back up the middle. He's now 3 for 4, and that's it for Flanagan. He's out of the game. Here comes Sammy Stewart, who looks a little bit like Ron Jeremy. Some people might know what I'm talking about, some people might not. I'm not going to explain it, but take a look at him. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll get a poop and giggle out of that. Alrighty. So let's go to the final numbers for Mike Flanagan. He's responsible for Boggs at first. Flanagan went 6 1/3, 9 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 1 walk, struck out 4. He threw 107 pitches. Sammy Stewart, 9 wins, 4 losses, 7 saves, 3.62 earned run average. Teams batted .253 off of him. Left-handers batted .269, and right-handers at a .243 clip. So with 1 out, he'll have Boggs at first and Marty Barrett at the plate. Barrett batted .273 off right-handed pitching. Excellent hit and run man. And we're going to play hit and run here with Marty Barrett. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch by Stewart. And Barrett swings. That's out there, but Bumbry makes the running catch. And quickly retreating back to first is Wade Boggs. Excellent range showed by Al Bumbry as he went deep to right center and got the out. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming in the chat says, I got Sammy Stewart's autograph when I went to an O's game in Baltimore when I was a kid. He signed an O's seat cushion for me and my sister. That is cool. That's a nice person. I like Sammy Stewart. I never met him, but that's an awesome story. Thank you for sharing, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Remember to check out Higher Ground Gaming with Eric and Mr. Brody. Absolutely wonderful channel with retro sports and some RPG action. And also check out ID Gesture. That's another wonderful channel. He's been doing a lot of military strategy games of late, but he has also done some payoff pitch as well as other sports games. So check out ID Gesture and Higher Ground Gaming with Eric and Mr. Brody. So 2 outs, Boggs at first, and Jim Rice comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. His 1 hit was a 2-out single in the 3rd, knocking in knocking in Boggs, gave the Red Sox a 1-0 lead. Buckner would then, Armas would then double and make it 3-0. The Orioles have since scored 2, and we stand at 3-2. So Stewart 1 out away from getting out of this inning. He came in to relieve Mike Flanagan. Here's the pitch to Rice, and that is ripped past Ripken into left center. Boggs goes first to third, so now 2 outs. Rice gets his 2nd hit. Red Sox have runners on the corner, and here comes Tony Armas. 1 for 3. His 1 hit, that 2-out double that knocked in 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. He'd love to do a 2-out double again. Dempsey goes out to have a word with Stewart. Now back behind the plate. Armas ready to grip and rip. The windup and the pitch by Sammy Stewart. Armas grounds to Ripken, who fires to Murray. Top of the inning over. The Red Sox threaten once again, but do not capitalize. As we have Beatles eternally in the chat. How are you, my friend? Hope all is well. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The 86 Red Sox 3. The 83 Orioles 2. Due up for Baltimore. Dwyer, Dempsey, and Dower. Dwyer's 1 for 2, and his 1 hit was a solo blast in the 5th. That was the first run the Orioles scored. If he does it again, we'll have a tie ball game. Boyd, 83 pitches, good for 125. And you know what? They didn't have a dominant pen in 86, though. Pretty much bullpen by committee. I mean, Stanley had 16 saves, but we will not mention Bob Stanley. Joe Sambito had 12 saves, but he was more of a lefty. He could get lefties out. Dwyer's a lefty. We could match up with Dwyer, and they have 4 righties in a row. Or I could save Sambito for the top of the order in the 8th. We also have Tim Lawler. Calvin Schiraldi got lefties out pretty good. So we could go with the Pisons, Sambito, and then come in with Schiraldi and try to close it out with Stanley. Oh my God, the Red Sox had Sammy Stewart that year too? Is that the same Sammy Stewart? How do I view that? How do I view him? Do I double click? No, if I double click on him, it's going to put him in the game. Oh my God, we have to check that out. I did not know that. That's pretty funny. I remember Mike Trio, Wes Gardner. Alright, so Dwyer. So Dwyer hit lefties out of 500 clips, so Boyd will stay in the game. Remember, Dwyer homered off of him in the bottom of the fifth. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch by Boyd. And that ball is got under that one. Evans is there and right. He makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 away, and here comes Rick Dempsey. Dempsey 1 for 2. Pop to third in the second, double to right center in the fifth. That was Boyd's not so good inning. Gedman flashes the signs. Oil can, nods his head. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Rick Dempsey. And it's a grounder to Boggs. He throws to Buckner. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Red Sox clinging to a 1-run lead. 3-2, and here comes Rich Dower. The O's second baseman's 1 for 2. Grounded to second and the third and singled in the 5th, which knocked Dempsey in. Righty-righty matchup. Boyd works quickly. Here's the pitch to Dower. Grounded to Owen. Over to Buckner. We go to the top of the 8th. 3-2 Boston. Due up for the Red Sox of 1986. Dwight Evans, Don Baylor, and Spike Owen. So Boyd has recovered from his hiccup in the bottom of the 5th to take it to the top of the 8th. Here's Evans, 2 for 3 today. He was 0 for 10 coming into the game. Singled in the second, flew deep to right center in the third, and double in the 6th, but was stranded there. Sammy Stewart back on the mound. He's thrown 5 pitches. Looks in at Dempsey. He sets and delivers to Evans. And Evans works a walk. So Evans is on, Murray to hold him on. And here comes Don Baylor. Baylor batted .240 off right-handed pitching. Remember, Don Baylor had 31 home runs in '86. He'd love to go yard here at Memorial Stadium. The windup and the pitch by Sammy Stewart. And Baylor sends that ball deep to the left field corner. Lowenstein makes the catch. Evans has a 25% chance of tagging up and being safe. We shall say no. He'll retreat back to first and stay there. And here comes Spike Owen. Owen's 1 for 3. Again, excellent hit and run man. And we're going to play hit and run with Spike Owen, who's a 7 out of 10. Hit and run. Dempsey's ready. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch to Owen. And it's a grounder to Dower. Only plays the first. There's 2 outs, but Evans advances to second base for Billy Buckner. First base is open, and Rich Gedman is on deck. Buckner batted .290 off right-handed pitching, and he had 18 round trippers. Very big insurance run to Dwight Evans at second with 2 outs. Stewart gets the sign. Dempsey sets the target. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. And that is a single past Dower. They're going to be sending Evans. He has an 87% chance of scoring. So Evans 4 out of 10 base running ability against Jim Dwyer's 3 out of 10 throwing arm. And we'll hold Buckner at first. Here's the throw to the plate, and Evans is gone out. Oh, wow. That insurance run that the Red Sox wanted is gunned out. at the plate by Jim Dwyer. Outstanding throw. He put a good charge on the ball. Got a quick, accurate throw to Dempsey, who blocked the plate and applied the tag. We go to the bottom of the 8th. What a huge play there for the 83 Orioles. Still 3-2 Boston. Due up for Baltimore, Cruz, Bunbury, and Lowenstein. Cruz is 0 for 1. Dedman sets the target. Oil can will stay on that mound. Here's the pitch to Cruz. Grounded to Owen, over to Buckner. 1 up, 1 down. Red Sox 5 outs away from advancing to the finals of this tournament. Here comes Al Bunbury. Bunbury's 1 for 3. And now I think we're going to, well, if we go to Ciambito, they're going to go to pinch hitters. So do we like, we could go to Schiraldi. We could go to Schiraldi, who has a 170, who lefties only hit 170, and righties only batted 235 off of. If we go to Ciambito, they're going to pinch hit for Bunbury and Lowenstein. And righties killed Joe Ciambito. They batted 368. So Boyd's up to 91 pitches. I mean, because my guess is if we go to Ciambito, they're gonna counter with Shelby. That would be my guess. And then Lowenstein, they'll have Reniak hit. But we only batted, oh no, he batted 285 off lefty. So Shelby batted 256 off lefties. And Bunbury bats 279 off righty. We're going to go to Joe Ciambito. Here comes Ciambito out of the pen. With 1 out, bottom of the 8th, Red Sox lead 3-2. Joe Ciambito, former Astro, comes in to pitch. Let's give you Oil Can Board's final numbers. He's in line for the win. He did an excellent job. 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. He had that hiccup in the bottom of 5th. They were both earned. He gave up a home run to Dwyer. Walked none, struck out 5 through 91 pitches. The ball game right now is in the hands of Joe Ciambito. In 1986 for the Red Sox, 2 wins, no losses, 12 saves. Struck out 30, walked 16. Batting average against 298. Right-handers killed him, but lefties only batted 200. Calvin Schiraldi's also up in the bullpen. His earned run average, Ciambito, was 4.84. Looks like Bunbury only batted 154 off left-handed pitching. So I'm going to go through my spiel. I'm going to click pitch, and we'll see what happens if they come in with a pinch hitter. So Ciambito gets a sign from Gedman. Here's the pitch to Bunbury. And they do go to the pinch hitter, and it's Reniak. Gary Reniak. Renicky, excuse me. Renicky. Gary Renicky. So they did come with Renicky, and he bats 285 off left-handed pitching. I don't think it's going to allow me to change pitchers. Oh, it will. So Ciambito might not even face a batter, to be honest with you. They went with Gary Renicky, who batted 285 off left-handed pitching, 260 for the year, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs, and we're going to go to Schiraldi right now. I don't know if it's going to let me do this. Nope, I'm right. Ciambito has to face a batter. Ouch. So what we're going to do with Joe Ciambito, go with the pitch around here. Hopefully get Reniak to chase. Gedman goes out to have a quick word with Sambito, now back behind the plate. He sets the target. Here's the pitch to Reniak, the pitch around. And Reniak walks. Len Cicada will pinch run. And John Lowenstein comes to the plate. And they're definitely going to pinch hit for him. But we'll go through the motions. So Cicada, 9 out of 10 runner. Sambito throws over. Buckner applies a tag. Lowenstein's 0 for 3. Sambito toes the rubber, looks at Buckner, in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to John. Let it be Lowenstein. But we get a pinch hitter. We get a pinch hitter. And it's Benny Ayala. And that's it for Sambito. Here comes Calvin Schiraldi. So Calvin Schiraldi comes out of the pen. Tying run at first. Go ahead run at the plate. Schiraldi, 4 wins, 2 losses, 9 saves. Earned run average 1.41. Struck out 55, walked 15, batting average against 201. Lefties batted 170, righties 235. 1 out. Red Sox want to turn 2 with Owen Barrett pinching the middle. Benny Ayala at the plate. Only batted 125 against right-handed pitching, 222 for the year of 1983, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Buckner holding Cicada on. Schiraldi looks at Buckner, in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to Ayala. That ball goes out to Armas, who makes the catch in right center. 2 outs. Cicada retreats back to first. And here comes the very dangerous Cal Ripken Jr. chance to put his team out ahead by 1. With 1 swing of the bat, Ripken had 27 home runs in 1983. And he batted .321 against right-handed pitching. Either way, righty-lefty, he was over 300, .312 against lefties. Again, Schiraldi looks to first. In at Gedman. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Ripken. And he strikes Ripken out! We go to the top of the 9th, 3-2 Red Sox. Due up for the 86th Boston Red Sox. Gedman, Boggs, and Barrett as Schiraldi comes bounding off the mound to the dugout. Wow! And here's Rich Gedman. Sammy Stewart still on the mound. Red Sox want to get some insurance here. They're only up by 1. Gedman's 0 for 3. Righty-lefty matchup. Gedman batted .282 off right-handed pitching. Stewart gets the sign from Dempsey. He sets and delivers. Gedman swings a dribbler to Ripken, who throws to Murray for the first out here in the top of the 9th. That brings up Wade Boggs. Boggs is 3 for 4th. Single in the first, single in the third, struck out in the 4th, single in the 7th. Like to get on here. Stewart up to 27 pitches. He's good for 70. Sets and delivers to Boggs. Boggs dribbles it to Dower, who throws to Murray. 2 up, 2 down. Stewart wants to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Orioles. Get him in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 1. And here's Marty Barrett. Red Sox second baseman's 0 for 3. Stewart works quickly. Here's the pitch to Marty. And that's a single to center. So Marty Barrett extends the inning, gets his first hit of the game, and it brings up the dangerous power-hitting left fielder, Hall of Famer Jim Rice. 2 for 4 with an RBI. Grounded out in the first. Singled and knocked in a run with 2 outs in the 3rd. Struck out in the 5th and singled in the 7th. Rice looking for an extra base hit or a home run here to score Barrett. Barrett will be off on contact with 2 outs. 7 out of 10 base runner, 68% chance of stealing second. Murray holding him on. He's going nowhere with Rice at the plate. Dempsey goes out to have a quick word with Stewart. Now goes back behind the plate. Stewart's ready. Here's the pitch to Rice. Rice grounds it past Dower into right. Barrett goes first to 3rd. So with 2 outs, once again, the Red Sox have runners on the corners. And here's Tony Armas. He's 1 for 4. His 1 hit was a 2-out double that knocked in 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. And at the time gave the Red Sox a 3-0 lead. He'd love to do it once again. Armas, before his injury, had 11 home runs in '86. Stewart toes the rubber. looks to third, looks to first, looks in at Dempsey. Here's the pitch to Tony Armas. And Armas grounds to Ripken, who throws to Dower for the force out at second. Red Sox squander another scoring opportunity. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The 86 Boston Red Sox clinging to a one-run lead, 3-2 over the 1983 Baltimore Orioles. Due up for the Orioles, Murray, Singleton, and Dwyer. To face Calvin Schiraldi. Schiraldi got the last 2 outs. In the bottom of the 8th, the third being a strikeout of Ripken. Here comes Eddie Murray, the man who had 33 home runs in 83, 1 for 3 today. His one hit came in the 4th. It was a single. Outfield. Outfield played no doubles, so they're playing a little deeper now. And the infield will guard the lines. Alright, Schiraldi gets a sign from Gedman. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Eddie Murray. That ball goes deep to Evans, who makes the catch. So that was really good that we played no doubles defense there, as that probably would have got over Evans' head, but he was way back on that. So 1 out, Red Sox 2 outs away from advancing to advancing to the finals of this tournament, and they'll face the winner of the 89 Giants and the 82 Cardinals. But they're not there yet. We all know what happens with the Boston Red Sox of 1986. We shall not mention it. Here comes Kenny Singleton once again. The outfield will play no doubles. The infield will guard the lines. Singleton's 0 for 3. 284 off right-handed pitching. Schiraldi looks in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to Singleton. That ball goes deep again to right, and Evans is there. Out number 2. How do you do? Red Sox 1 out away from winning the American League bracket and advancing to the championship game. And here comes that man, Jim Dwyer. He homered off Oil Can Boyd back in the 5th. If he does it again, we have a tie ball game. Red Sox fans don't want to hear that. Again, the Red Sox will guard the lines in the infield. But I think we're going to play the outfield normal. No, we're going to call no doubles once again in the outfield. Oops, went too far. No doubles in the outfield. So 2 outs, Dwyer, the Orioles' last hope to extend the game. Righty-lefty matchup. Schiraldi steps back up on the mound, toes the rubber, bends over, looks in at Gedman. The windup and the pitch to Dwyer. He strikes him out! Ball game over! The 1986 Boston Red Sox are victorious 3-2 over the 83 Orioles. They have won the American League bracket in this tournament and will advance to the championship game. What a ball game here at Memorial Stadium. It was a lot of fun to play. Hope everyone who is watching now in the chat and watches later enjoyed it. Let's go to the box score. Player of the game, Oil Can Boyd. Go to OBS. Box score will be up in a moment. Before we go to the box score, let me go to the chat and let me thank Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Check out his channel, Higher Ground Gaming, with Eric and Mr. Brody. Thank you to Ken Castro, Beatles Eternally, Max Cornelius, ID Gesture, as he says, boo to the cheaters. I don't know what he's talking about. Check out ID Gesture's channel. And ID, please put that game that you're playing right now in the chat. Also, Eric, what's coming up on your station if you put it in. I'd love to tell everyone. I think I said thank you to Beatles Eternally, but if not, I'll say that again. As you get old, you forget things. I think that's everybody. Max Cornelius, Ken Castro, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, Beatles Eternally, ID Gesture. I think I got everybody. And if I didn't get you, thank you very much anyway. And those who watch later, thank you very much. Max Cornelius says, good call, Al. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying this tournament. Oh, Beatles, before I forget. Out of the ballpark, you're having trouble with the pitchers, right? Did you switch off the fake pitchers before you start the game? It's like the first, you have to, it's not, you don't even do it in the game. You have to do it before you set up a game. You say no fake pitchers. Yes, you did. Oh, geez. We'll have to take a look at that. Maybe Saturday. Huh, I was thinking about that. I thought maybe that was it. All right, well, let's get back to the box score. The winning pitcher and player of the game, Oilcam Boyd, Dennis Oilcam Boyd, 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Gave up 1 home run. Walked no one, struck out 5. Joe Sambito came in, didn't get anybody out. Calvin Girardi got the save, 1 2/3 inning. No walks, 2 Ks. He came up huge. Red Sox win the American League bracket, advance to the championship game of the tournament. Will face the winner of the 89 Giants against the 82 Cardinals. That game coming up. And what time is it? That game's probably going to come up tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow. The loser, Mike Flanagan, the UMass product, 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. 1 walk, 4 Ks. Sammy Stewart pitched 2 2/3 scoreless ball. He gave up 4 hits and he walked 1. Let's go to the batting. Wade Boggs, 3 for 5 with a run scored. He struck out once. Marty Barrett, 1 for 4 with a run scored. He walked once. Jim Rice, 3 for 5, a run scored, an RBI, and a strikeout. Tony Armas, 1 for 5 with 2 runs knocked in. He doubled with 2 outs, knocking in 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. Evans finally got off the schneid. He was 0 for 10 coming in the game. He went 2 for 3 with a walk, so he's on base 3 times. Baylor, 0 for 4, still struggling. Might change the DH, but he had 30, what do you have, 30-something home runs. We're not going to change him out. Spike Owens, 1 for 4. Billy Buckner, 2 for 4. And Rich Gedman struggles also continue. He's 0 for 4. So, you know, if you look at, I think it goes Baylor, Owens, Gedman. They're batting 182, 091, and 182. And Evans before them is batting 154, but he finally had 2 hits. So, in total, for the victorious American League bracket champions of 1986, the Boston Red Sox, 38 at-bats, 3 runs, 13 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 3 doubles, team batting average 327. Now, for the Baltimore Orioles, who don't have to go far to stay home, as it was a home game. Al Bunbury, 1 for 3. Gary Riniak walked in his pinch hitting appearance. Sakata pinch ran. Shelby played center defensively in the top of the 9th. John Let It Be Lowenstein, 0 for 3, and he struck out 3 times. Ouch. Ayala, the pinch hitter, was 0 for 1. Ripken came up in some big situations, was 0 for 4, and he struck out twice. So Cal Ripken, not a good game. And he only batted 167 for the tournament. Murray, 1 for 4. He finished with a 273 batting average for the tournament. Singleton, 0 for 4, 222 batting average for the tournament. Dwyer had a home run. He was 1 for 4, run scored, RBI. Struck out once. Dempsey, the catcher, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He had a double. And Dower, the second baseman, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Cruz, 0 for 2 at third. So in total, in defeat, the 83 Orioles, 31 at-bats, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk. They struck out 7 times, had 1 double and 1 home run. Team batting average 204. Let's go to the recap, and we shall call it a stream. We'll check the chat one last time after the recap. Again, much thanks to everyone there that you take time out of your life to spend some time with me You don't know how much enjoyment I get out of this and how much it helps me with certain things. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Alrighty, the Red Sox in the third inning got on the board first, sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs, 3 hits, on 3 hits and 1 walk. Jim Rice singled, scoring Boggs. Red Sox went up 1-0. Tony Armas doubled, scoring 2 runners. Both those hits came with 2 outs. The Red Sox went up 3-0. In the 5th, the Orioles would score their only 2 runs of the game, just as the Red Sox only scored their only 3 runs in the 3rd. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. Dwyer, solo home run, 413-foot blast, made it 3-1 Boston. Then Rich Dower singled, scoring Dempsey, made it 3-2, but Boyd would pitch out of it. And that's the ball game. Wade Boggs 3 for 5. Jim Rice 3 for 5. Olacam Boyd got the win. Calvin Schiraldi, big save. Mike Flanagan took the loss. He didn't pitch poorly, but he took the loss. So once again, the Red Sox advanced to the championship game of this tournament by winning the American League bracket. They will face the winner of the National League bracket semifinal between the 89 Giants and the 82 Cardinals. That game most likely will be coming up later, though I might do a little chariot racing. I don't know yet. So once again, thank you to the fine gentlemen in the chat. Let's see what's going on quickly here before we call it a stream. We'll start with ID Gesture says, good game, guys. Well played, Al. Nice to see everyone. Take care and make sure you sub and like the video. See you all later. Well, thank you very much, ID. And also check out ID Gesture's channel along with Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, Cards and Red Sox would be cool. Beetle says, take care, ID Jester. Ken Castro, yes. Like squirrels gathering nuts. Us gamers like to pile up games for the cold months ahead. That's so true. Beetle says, you bet, cousin. That's funny. Eric from Higher Ground Gaming echoes those sentiments. Let me just go down a little bit more. Beetle says, great game, Al. Thanks. Again, thank you, fine gentlemen. And Baseball Demos is live now, so let's all go see him. All right, we're going to call the stream. I'm going to catch you over at Baseball Demos. Take care, health, and happiness. Thank you very much, and God bless.